Creating a new plant. Now that you've seen many of the different options for displaying and placing plants on the plan, you'll see how to use the Plant tool to create a new plant definition. The process requires you to choose the symbol you'd like to use for the plant, add relevant data so that the symbol knows which plant it's representing, and optionally add your choice of 3D representation. Choose a 2D symbol. On the resource browser, click the Files drop-down menu and choose the Plant Objects file. This file was added as a favourite in Section 1, Setting up the Vectorworks workspace. The file contains a number of different resource types, including gradients, symbols and textures. Locate the Symbols plugins. From here you can choose from a range of plant symbols. For the purpose of this exercise, choose the Ornamental Tree 02. Right-click on Windows or Control-click on Macintosh, the symbol, and choose Import to bring the plant symbol into the current file. When prompted to preserve folder hierarchy, click OK. Click the Site Planning toolset. Click Plant. If the Plant Settings dialog doesn't open immediately, click Plant Tool Preferences on the toolbar. Click Definition. On the Plant Settings dialog, choose the Ornamental Tree 02 symbol. Here you can see the 2D plan graphic for the plant and a preview of the default 3D representation for this plant. Click Duplicate to create a new plant definition based on this generic plant. Click Insertion Options and change the following fields: Spread 7500, Height 7500, Spacing 7500. Add the plant data. Click Schedule. Click on the Get Plant Data button. The plant database will load. Under Plant List, select Trees. The list of trees from the database is loaded. In the name box, type Acer to take you directly to the acers in the list. Scroll through the list and locate Acer platanoides Crimson King, clicking on its name to highlight it. The data for this plant are displayed in the pane on the right of the dialog box. Review the information and then click OK. The plant data have replaced some of the generic information that was present in the generic plant. You can add information here to show on your plant schedule. Only add information if you need to show it at a later date. Plant tag ID, A-Crim. This can be any code you prefer, but it must be unique. Scheduled size, 10 litres. This can be any text to describe the proposed purchase size. Schedule comments, water well until established. Highlight either the Latin name or the common name, whichever is most appropriate in your geography, and copy it using Ctrl+C on Windows or Command+C on a Macintosh. Move the cursor onto the plant symbol name field. Click and drag the cursor to highlight the current contents, and then press Ctrl+V on Windows or Command+V on Macintosh to paste the plant's Latin name or common name into the field. This is the name by which the symbol will be known on your resource browser. Set default outline and shadow effects. Click Render. Below Plant Shadows in Plan View, click Use Document Preferences. By default, this plant will respond to whatever document preferences you've set in whichever project you use this plant. Review the plant data. Click on Plant Data. The data you attached earlier from the plant database is displayed. Select Floral Colour and then click Edit. Change the data to bright yellow. Click OK. The base definition of the plant has been set, and the above settings have become the default for each time this plant is used. The remaining tabs on the left of the dialog enable changes to the default settings, as you'll see in a moment. Click OK. Click Single Plant Placement Mode on the toolbar. Click once on the top right corner of the plot at the front of the house. The plant is placed. Press X to return to the selection tool. Override insertion options and set tag options. Now we'll look at how the default settings can be overridden whenever this plant is placed. With the plant selected, click Plant Settings on the Object Info palette. Click Insertion Options. Notice the default height, spread and spacing fields are displayed. Each value can be customised so that each instance of the plant can differ from the default if required. Click Annotation. Here you can further customise the plant annotation, adding lines to connect plants in a group and add a cross in the centre. Plants can also be rotated in groups or rotated along a path. They can also be scaled so that each plant appears a slightly different size. Leave the settings as they are. Click Render. You can change the render settings from the default also. Leave them as they are. Click Tag. Change the following fields, leaving all others unchanged. Display, right. Approach angle, 0 degrees. Tag bubble, circle, quantity only. Tag top, Latin name. Tag center, none. Tag bottom, none. Enable tag shoulder line, do not check. These settings will create the same style of tags that have been used in the remainder of this design. The tag settings are not stored with the plant definition, rather they are set at the time of using the plant tool, and it may be a good idea to set your favourite tag style within your template. Click Schedule. Here you can override any of the schedule settings that are stored within the plant definition. Click OK. The design no longer fits on the page. Don't worry, in section 4 you'll learn how to present plans at any scale on any sheet size. Look at the resource browser and click the Home button to ensure you're looking at the contents of the current file. Under Symbols, Plugin Objects, locate the Acer symbol. Edit the 3D plant. The 3D element of the plant can be made from modelled geometry or an image prop, but you must have Renderworks to use image props. An image prop is the most efficient method, and there are many library files of image props for planting. You can also make your own if you have an image editing application and the skills to remove the background from a plant photograph. Image props are flat images stuck onto two crossed 3D planes. They have a transparent mask around them so that their background is obscured and they cast the correct shadows when rendered. The wireframe view shows the rectangular planes on which these images are held. When the view is rendered using Renderworks, the transparent mask will obscure anything that's not the plant itself. There are libraries of image props added as favourites on the resource browser, and some of those used in this example were made using an image editing application before they were imported as image props into Vectorworks. The following steps are dependent upon Renderworks being part of your licensed installation. If you don't have Renderworks, you can skip these steps and move to the following exercise. Change the view to left isometric. As the plants are hybrid, that is 2D and 3D objects, they're now displaying their 3D element. On the resource browser, navigate to the file photo_IP deciduous and broadleaf A to AE. Under the Symbols Plugin Objects heading, locate the symbol Acer palmatum 4.0 IA. Although this is not the exact species we want, it is a good visual representation. Right-click the symbol and choose Import. Click OK to maintain the folder hierarchy. A copy of this symbol is now available in the file we're working in. Click the Selection tool and select the acer on the drawing. On the Object Info palette, click Plant Settings. On the Plant Settings dialog, click Edit Definition. Notice the 2D and 3D preview of the plant. Click Copy from Symbol. Select the Acer palmatum symbol. Click Use only the 3D component of the symbol, and then click OK, and click OK again to return to the drawing area. Click the Selection tool and click on a blank space on the drawing area to ensure nothing is selected. On the View bar, click Fit to Objects to centre your scene on the screen. From the Render menu on the View bar, choose Fast Renderworks. Notice the plants you placed earlier all have a 3D view which is displayed when a Renderworks mode is used to render the drawing. Save your file before continuing with the next exercise.